Hi, welcome to another episode of Hot Takes. Concerns over social cohesion, community spirit, increasing threat from physical harm and other forms of, intimidation, and the rise of a certain belief system have left many French deeply, deeply worried. It's an unprecedented level of fear, and 4 in 10 Frenchmen or French people think there's going to be a civil war in France within the next 10 years. Oh, good. I'll grab me popcorn and I'll watch, and it'll be interesting to see. They say it's heading towards civil war, and that unless something is done right now, it will be inevitable. Said France is no longer being seen as French. Their culture is being eroded, evaporated, and taken away from them. They object to it, but nobody listens. They tell their politicians no more, but they don't care. The only party that does seem to care is, Marine Le Pen's. And they're saying that, in fact, there's been a social explosion of one particular kind in France, which is now seen as threatening to everything to do with the country. They have, various attacks, events, these people who no longer wish to live but wish to take as many as they can with them, kind of thing. Those sort of things are happening. But they say that unless something is addressed immediately, there will be riots on the street. There will be very, very strong ones. And it's going to be, make everything that's in the past look like a minor skirmish. So there will be blood in the streets. It will be a bloody revolution if the French authorities don't start listening to its own people. The survey also found that 39% could envision an attack on the Elysee Palace or the National Assembly. The Elysee Palace is where the president lives, and the National Assembly is their parliament. But basically, the French, as a people, seem to be losing trust and faith in their institutions. Many think all politicians are corrupt, and they think that the police are merely there to enact the will of politicians on the people, not to enact for the safety of the people. And if you have that level of sort of understanding between policing and the population, you are going to find very quickly that there's going to be, an unacceptable rise, shall we say, in what the government would consider problematic behaviour. Then they'd sort of send in the police. The police get heavy-handed. Something happens. Maybe somebody dies. Next thing, riots on the street. Blood, guts, you name it. And the police won't know what will hit them because there's only so many police. And there's, 60 million French, something like that. Not enough. Not enough. And France, of course, will be a test bed. If it happens there, it'll happen elsewhere. So France really needs to sort their problems out and find out that, what they can do to ease the pressure in France. One of the key drivers, they're saying, of this growing sort of hardline, feeling and the sense of instability was found in the survey was the spread of a certain ideology, with 72% were concerned about this and rejected it. And they said, especially in working class neighbourhoods, 70% worried about it in prisons, 63% worried about it in schools, 52% in universities, and 52% in sports clubs. And basically, what they is the majority in the majority of the population in France are very much against a certain ideology. They see it as threatening, alien, and damaging to their way of life. And they want it stopped. That's why, as time goes on, Marine Le Pen will become the darling poster child of, the New Republique. She will be Madame Francais. I can see it now. And then the French really will start doing something. Thanks very much. Bye.